Hi, and welcome to Spending Time with Aunt Jess. I'm Aunt Jess, mother to Jeremiah, aunt to Cash Jade, Isaac Cruz, Jackson Ellis, Emma Lewis, Cove Oliver, and so many more. Thank you for joining me today. Today we are going to start our Advent calendar for December. And let's see what our first book is. Look at how many cute books we've got. Here is number 1. The book is Cinderella. Retold by Susan Davidson, illustrated by Lorena Alvarez. Most stepmothers are lovely, but dear, oh dear, Cinderella's certainly wasn't. From morning till night, Cinderella cooked and cleaned. She even had to look after her horrible stepsisters. Every day, her stepmother would screech, "Hurry up, you wretched girl! I want my lunch, and I want it now!" At night, Cinderella had to sleep on the floor by the fire among the cinders and the ashes. Then one morning an invitation arrived. His Royal Highness, Prince Charming, invites the ladies of the house to his royal ball. "Of course Cinderella can't go," sneered her stepmother. "She's just a servant." On the night of the ball, Cinderella sobbed in the kitchen. "I want to go to the ball too," she wept. "And so you shall," said a musical voice. "Don't be afraid. I am your fairy godmother." "Really? Truly?" gasped Cinderella. "You have my fairy promise," said her godmother. "But first, I need a pumpkin." Cinderella ran to the garden and picked the biggest, plumpest pumpkin that she could find. The fairy tapped it with her wand. The pumpkin rose up, growing bigger and rounder. Then, bang! "A golden coach to whisk you to the ball," smiled the fairy godmother. Spell followed magical spell. 6 white mice became 6 proud horses, tossing their silky manes. A fat rat turned into a whiskery coachman. 6 lizards were transformed into footmen, dressed in glittering green. Last of all came a golden yellow ball gown and a pair of sparkling glass slippers. "Thank you," Cinderella cried. "Just remember," said her godmother, "you must leave before the clock strikes midnight, for then my magic will start to fade." At the palace, Cinderella swept into a splendid ballroom. "Will you dance with me?" asked the prince. As they twirled and spun, a whisper followed them around the room. "Who is that beautiful girl?" "Is she a princess?" asked Cinderella's stepsister. "I'm sure the prince would much rather dance with me." "I could dance forever," thought Cinderella, but all too soon the clock struck midnight. As she dashed from the palace, her dress turned back to rags. Her carriage was a pumpkin, and her coachman was a rat. The prince raced after her, and all that was left was a glass slipper sparkling on the steps. Cinderella ran home, Beneath the starry sky, she kept her adventure a secret. That night, she slept with a smile on her lips. The prince longed to find the mystery girl who he had danced with. He took the glass slipper and looked for her everywhere. At last, he came to Cinderella's house. "It will fit me," screeched her stepsisters. They squealed and squashed and squirmed, then screamed. No matter what they did, they couldn't get the shoe to fit. "May I try it on?" asked Cinderella quietly. "No," snapped her stepmother. But it was too late. Cinderella had put on the shoe, and it was a perfect fit. The room sparkled with stars. Cinderella's ragged clothes turned to gold. She was dressed in her ball gown once more. Her stepmother looked on, horrified. "At last," cried the prince, "I've found you." 1 year later, they were married, and everyone came to the wedding. Cinderella had such a kind heart. She forgave her family, and she and her prince lived happily ever after. Cinderella is one of the most popular European fairy tales. There are so many different versions around the world. This one is based on Charles Perrault's Cinderella, or The Glass Slipper. The oldest known version dates back to the 6th century BC and is about a Greek slave girl who marries the king of Egypt. I hope you enjoyed today's story of Cinderella, and I will see you tomorrow when we open door number 2. Bye.